and welcome to Garage Rock Episode 8. My name is Steve Aarons, and joining me, as always, Cameron Banfield. How's it going, mate?
Good, Svenny. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Happy Father's Day for yesterday.
Oh, thank you very sweetly. I had a great day.
Yeah?
I was spoilt rotten.
What did you get?
Yeah, I got a bunch of useless shit and
But enough about the kids.
No, actually, Steve, I absolutely love my presents that I got. Obviously,
Yeah.
I got the Father's Day stall stuff.
Yeah.
But I also got a Jim Carrey painting, and I'm not talking about a painting of Jim Carrey.
No.
I'm talking about a painting by Jim Carrey,
Wow.
my favourite person in the world, apart from you. of
Oh,
course.
thank you, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I'll put it up on our Facebook page.
Oh, cool. We should probably get around to getting one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's...
Orcs.
Orcs are, well. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there who are listening around the world.
Yes, and all the musician fathers too. And I will say this reminds me,
Yep.
if you've never seen a documentary called The Other F Word, check it out.
Yeah.
It's about fathers in the music industry, more in like the punk rock kind
Okay.
of scene, but it's awesome.
Sounds good.
It's a few years old. It's the other F word, the F word being father.
Yep.
Did I mention that?
No, but I kind of put 1 and 2 together.
Did you?
Yeah.
What about 3 and 4?
Never really been that strong at math, to be honest. Anyway, we've got a big show coming up today. We've got a new segment, Cam.
I know. I'm excited about this new segment.
Road testing that a bit later,
Yep.
and if it's shit, we just won't do it again.
It's pretty simple,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. So
Everyone's going to like it, I reckon.
well,
So
fingers crossed. Of course, we are on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, and now
now what? Where are we?
we're on iHeartRadio as well now. So
How good's that?
Yeah, all over the world. And if you want to get in touch with us, especially if you want to send us new music for our new music segment, which will be later in the show,
Yep.
hit us up with an email at contact@redskymusic.com.au. We'll get your music up on the show.
Steve, whenever I hear iHeartRadio, it makes me think of Billy Joe Armstrong and when he went off on stage
Yeah.
about Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The iHeartRadio Festival?
Not festival, maybe awards or something. I can't remember exactly, but he wasn't a happy chap, and that was it's an interesting video.
set him off.
But what he said was, I reckon, valid. You know, rightly
absolutely.
so.
Exactly.
So,
We'll kick into this week's show. Falls Festival, Cam.
yeah, talk to me, Steve. Apparently we've got a lineup out.
We do have a lineup, and it's getting some mixed feedback. Some people are saying, "Oh, we've seen this lineup before." Then there are some acts that are recurrences, but
Yep.
at the same time, it looks like it's going to be it's always a good time. Falls Festival. I've never had a bad one, and it's just a good way to bring in the new year.
So who's going to be rocking out this year in the Falls Festival?
All right, so I'm going to rattle these bad boys off, and we'll see how we go. Anderson Park and the Free Nationals. Catfish and the Bottlemen. Looking forward to seeing them, actually. I'm a big fan of their 2 albums they've released so far. Vance Joy, he's doing the rounds at the moment. He's kicking goals everywhere.
Yep.
Churches, Hilltop Hoods, Interpol,
Flight facilities.
Flight Facilities.
I like saying that. I had to say it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Baby Amy Shark.
Baby Shark.
No, I shouldn't have done that. I fucking hate that Baby
Now
Shark.
that's going to be stuck in both of our heads for the rest of the day.
I only heard that the other day for the first time.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You see, I was introduced quite early because my daughter did it at school. And ever since then, it's been stuck in my head every day.
I could think of like primary school teachers would be just absolutely dreading that Baby Shark.
I would much prefer to listen to Amy Shark.
Absolutely. And, well, if you go to Falls Festival, you can.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I do like her new album. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
She's kicking goals, and it's got Mark Hoppus on it too.
Oh, yeah.
He was a producer on it, and he also featured in one of the songs, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Since we're Blink-182 fans, we've got to mention Mark Hoppus, don't we?
Of course.
Moving on,
DMAs, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Ocean Alley, Hockey Dad, The Vaccines, Tired Lion. I was actually listening to their recent album, Dumb Days, last night, and I really like that one.
Yeah.
It's, I'm going to say, my favourite female-fronted band, local band going around at the moment.
Really?
Tired Lion, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Really like them. And every year they have a nostalgia act at Falls, and this year it's Toto.
Yeah.
Toto. I bless the rain down in Africa. But also, actually, Weezer recently covered Africa.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And Toto thought, well, you know, we'll return the favour. And they've covered Hash Pipe
That's
by
so
Weezer.
cool.
So they'll probably perform that while they're at Falls Festival. Do you want to rattle off the dates?
Before we go to the date, Steve,
Yeah.
do you reckon DMAs will do their cover of Believe by Cher that they did on the radio?
Yeah, I could see them doing that. That took
Really?
off.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that cover. It was so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I reckon
It was
they'll probably do
anal,
that.
as in sensation anal. Anyway,
I hadn't heard that one before. Moving on.
Steve, I've got some dates for you.
Fantastic.
Okay, so Falls Festival, we're starting off with Lawn.
Line.
What are you going to do American accent for?
I didn't do an American accent. It was you.
Oh, yeah. All right, Falls Festival dates are Lawn in Victoria from December 28th to 31st, Marion Bay in Tasmania from December 29th to 31st, Byron Bay in New South Wales from December 31st to January 2nd, and Fremantle in Western Australia on January 5th and 6th. Now, Steve,
Yeah.
they've got festival camping, pop-up bars,
Yep.
which are all the fashion,
Oh, absolutely.
along with beer gardens,
More fashionable.
and yoga and wellbeing classes. Now, I wonder if it's beer yoga. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Where
No.
you drink beer while doing yoga. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I
Okay,
wonder
yeah.
if they do that there.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of punters who will be standing around having a beer watching people do yoga.
Yeah,
Because
oh.
they have, it's of a morning, they get an instructor on the main stage standing there doing the positions and talking and
everyone-
there's a whole
right.
bunch of people just lying doing the downward dog
Well,
or
for all the people
whatever it
like
is.
me and Steve that are going to hell, it's all good because they got yoga pants in hell.
do they?
Yes.
Oh wow.
So I'm told.
Well, Hitler wears a pair, I think. Just gets around in his spandex.
Heinz Feinschnitzel.
Tickets on sale for Falls Festival Thursday, September 6th at 9 a.m. local times from fallsfestival.com.
It's going to be rocking, isn't it?
It always does. It's a good time to be had by all. So and yeah, as I said, Catfish and the Bottlemen. Looking forward to seeing them.
And also Hilltop Hoods, Steve. Like they just scream festivals to me.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them at heaps of festivals over the years.
Actually, yeah, same here. I think I've seen them about 4 times at different festivals. That's not heaps, but it's more than once.
It is. It's a party too.
Absolutely party. Now, Cam, we always talk about new music on Garage Rock,
We do.
and we'll be getting to that later. We've got 8 tracks today,
I know.
more than our regular 6.
Well, we did have a backlog.
We've
so...
been just flooded.
Yep.
But I'm going to talk about the new Muse single, English rockers Muse. They've got their 8th studio album, Simulation Theory, which will be released on November 9th through Warner Music. The other week we talked about their 3rd single from the album called Something Human, which I was very vocal in my dislike for that song. And they've just released their 4th single from the album. It's called The Dark Side. So let's have a little listen to some of that now.
Break me out, break me out, let me see. Break me out, set me free.
The Dark Side. I don't hate it as much as Something Human, but it still doesn't fill me with confidence heading into the new record.
No, I'm in the same boat, Steve.
Yeah.
Look, you try when it's one of your favourite bands, you try everything you can to find something that you like about it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be honest with yourself,
Yeah.
you know,
Muse are one of my core bands where it's like whenever they announce a new album, I'm pre-ordering it. I want to have it to add to the collection.
everyone's got that collection of bands where they always got to get their album no matter what.
Exactly, and I always get a physical copy
Yeah.
of every album from the bands. I like to have the collection.
Yes.
From what I've heard, though, I mean,
Would you still get it
I'll probably just stream it and see if it's
and see
worth
if it grows on you?
Yeah, before I do. But I mean, it's normally I'm counting down the days
Yeah.
until the bands release it. But this is the lowest anticipation I've had for an upcoming release of one of my core bands in a long time.
Well, let's just see how the rest of the album pans out,
Yeah,
and it might surprise you.
it might, but
Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. But it's very much the electronic 80s nostalgia they're going for. Even the video clips now. I know you're a big fan of 80s.
Movies
Movies
and that
and-
kind of style. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And the new clip for The Dark Side follows on from their previous clip.
Yeah.
And I must say, the video clip, I think it looks cool. I'm not big on the 80s nostalgia, but it's a very good clip.
Do you think they will tour Australia with this album?
Well, they didn't with the last album, but we kind of got 2 shows tacked on to the end of the run. They probably will. And look, I will be buying tickets.
You'll be
To
going
see them.
regardless. Because you'll
Regardless.
go for the songs that you do like, and then who knows? Sometimes with the new songs that you might not like as much as the old songs,
Yeah.
you might absolutely love them live. Mm-hmm. Live music can send a little bit of an element through
Yeah.
that makes it that little bit better.
And it might not be as electronically produced
Yeah.
as the soundtrack,
Yeah,
as
exactly.
the album. So live, it might be a bit more rockier, perhaps. So yeah, look, and regardless, they are always amazing live. I was talking to someone the other day who said that they'd never seen them, and I said, look, you've got to go.
You've got to take them, Steve.
You've seen them a few times.
Grab them by the hand.
Absolutely.
Grab a ticket.
Yeah,
Take them along.
and I'm sure because they always
Hit the
do
ball
something.
home, Steve. Show them the way.
Absolutely. And look, I'm sure every time they do a new tour, visually it's amazing. So I'm sure it'll be.
It's always
another
interesting to
example.
see what they're going to do next. They're, like when they had the 3 sort of towers and
Yeah, that was a few tours ago, and then they had the pyramid of screens
Yeah.
as well, which was amazing. Look them up on YouTube if you want to see some live footage. But their last tour, the Drones tour, which they didn't bring this show to Australia, but they had the recent Drones World Tour film which came out. And they had these drones just orbiting around the crowd.
Yeah,
it
it's-
looked amazing. It looked.
I wonder why they didn't
absolutely
bring it
amazing.
to Australia, Sven.
Costs. I mean, it costs
That's a big
lot.
show to bring around, isn't it? And we're so far away.
And look, they only played Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah.
And so we kind of got their festival show that they'd been playing in Asia, like Fuji Rock Festival, I think, maybe. But they had the festival version of it. And so we didn't get the full drones version, but it
Not
was
the
still
full
amazing.
experience, Steve.
No.
If you will.
But no, always amazing.
Now, Steve,
Yes.
it's time for our new segment.
And I'm excited. Are you excited?
Mate, I'm so excited because we've been thinking about doing this for a while and we're just going to do it.
Yep.
We're giving it a big Nike tick and we're just doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, it's called What's in the Box.
Cam, actually, I'll stop you there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I love your segment intro for the new music, but
Yeah.
I've gone out and I've ripped someone else saying what's in the box.
Oh, that's good. I was thinking I'd have to bring up think up a new one for What's in the Box, and my creative juices are exhausted with the new music segment. So
Yeah, I can
talk
tell.
to me, Steve. What do we got?
Well, the film Seven,
Yes.
yes, great film.
Great.
I mean, fucked up, but great film.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. There's a box
Oh,
at the end.
I'm hearing ya.
Not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but you should see it. So here is our intro for.
What's in the box?
So
That's
yeah,
perfect.
There we go. I think that sums
You
everything
couldn't
up.
get any better than that. That's just spot on.
No, I wonder if we have to pay him royalties. We'll get around to that.
That's future us problem.
Exactly.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
What's the inspiration behind this segment? Like, you've got a bit of a story behind it. Give it to me.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, we were up in Sydney for the ARIA Awards, and we're on the red carpet asking questions to musicians and
Yep.
and everything like that, and all these other media groups around us, they wanted to have a catch, like something
They
quirky.
have their thing, yeah.
Exactly. It's like just asking questions about their music and stuff. Anyway, Disney were next to us, and they had like tangled up headphones or earbuds, and like, hey, can you untangle these to each of the artists they were talking to, and whatever.
God.
Anyway, the group that were next to
And
us,
Steve, it is important that people realise that when you're at things like that, you're there for the artist to
Absolutely.
get them to say what they want to say. It's not about the interviewer.
No.
It's about the interviewee.
exactly.
Sorry, do go on.
No, and the girl next to us, she dressed in a ball gown, and she was like really excited, and she had a box, and she was going up to every artist who walked past and saying, "Hey, want to stick your hand in my box?"
Wow.
Okay, just for them to pull out a question and then to answer the question.
I mean, I can understand a finger, but a hand?
Yeah, well, she was going for a whole smutty kind of, vibe, and
it didn't work?
It didn't work. Every time she went up to someone and said, "Hey, stick your hand in my box," like, I mean, Emma from the Wiggles was never going to do it, but I
And
mean,
here we are stealing her.
exactly, exactly. But we're not doing it in a smutty kind of way.
No.
We're doing it in a Brad Pitt, hey, what the hell's in that box kind of thing.
So we're basically going to reach into a box and pull out a question, a random question,
music-related question.
music related, of course.
And
'cause
if you want to send us a question, hit us up at contact@redskymusic.com.au, and if we read it out, we might even work out a prize.
all right, that sounds
that's
awesome.
an incentive. Going to have to think of a prize, but
A date with Steve.
maybe a signed photograph of Brad Pitt. We will sign a photograph of Brad Pitt and send it your way. Okay, so Cam, you've got the box. Will you stop banging the
good
box
sounding
and
box, isn't it?
just pull
All
something
right,
out
you ready?
of it?
I'm gonna
Alright.
pull the first ever question on what's in the box. Oh, what do we? Oh,
do we got here?
Nice. I like this one.
Read it out, please, Cam.
What was the first album you ever owned?
Ooh,
That's an
First-
awesome
that
one
is
because I love talking about my first
Oh,
ever
oh.
album.
all right, go for it.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, the first ever album I bought was The Presidents of the United States of America.
Yes.
Their self-titled debut album. With songs like Kitty, Lump,
Yep.
June Buggy,
Yeah.
Peaches. That's such an awesome album, Steve.
Do you remember when we used to play live gigs and then we would finish a song? I can't remember which song, but we'd go into Peaches.
Yeah, it
and
was
just-
Little Things by Good Charlotte.
Yeah, we used to cover that and then go into
and then we'd
Peaches.
go into Peaches.
Oh,
Millions of Peaches. Oh, so good.
Fun
But
times.
I'll tell you why I love that album so much.
Why, Cam?
Well, I bought it in primary school.
Wow. Okay.
I think the first song I ever heard was Lump off it, and I fell in love with that.
Yep.
But they're a three-piece band.
Yeah.
They play a sitar and a bass guitar, so
Mm-hmm.
like 2 and 3 string guitars, and the drummer has tiny drums with tiny cymbals. They're just different,
Yeah.
and they're kind of comical, which really speaks to me.
Yeah.
And I just love that album.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
And then the second one come out, and my life was complete.
That's it. They only recently broke up a few years ago.
Well, what happened? Well, I've got a bit of story about that actually,
Go for it,
Steve.
Cam.
When I was in high school, I rediscovered them because they brought out a new album, and I loved that too.
Yep.
And they toured Australia, and I was too young to go.
Yeah.
I was spewing.
Yep.
Then they broke up.
Ugh.
I'm like, I'm never ever going to get to see these guys live.
Yeah.
Fast forward about, would have been 10 years. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But they got back together, minus one original member.
Yeah.
That's cool.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Exactly.
As Meatloaf used to say.
Was still the original singer and the original drummer, who I loved. Like, a lot of my drumming revolved around what I learnt from him.
Yeah.
And they come back, and then I felt like my life was complete because I finally got to see him.
So if your wife and kids are listening,
I think it was before all then.
oh, okay.
And then,
But so now it's recomplete. But no, that's awesome.
it was so good. And then now they are split up again.
Yeah.
They actually come out, I think it was last year, and said we'll no longer be playing anymore. But the singer, Dave, has now got children's music out. So you can check that out,
Wow.
guys.
Is that? Have you had a listen?
I have. It's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I forget what it was called, but I think it might be just under his name. But yeah, check it out.
the guitarist from Grinspoon, Pat, he released a kids album,
Oh, did he?
and and I think an accompanying book, and he was up for best children's album at the Arias a couple of years ago.
Oh, good on
Yeah,
him.
Grinspoon were on hiatus at the time, so yeah, good on him.
Anyway, enough about me, Steve. What do you think about my album?
It's great. It sums you up perfectly.
It does, doesn't it?
You should be a president.
It explains everything.
Yeah.
Well, now that Australia has a new president, notice how I called him a president, not a prime minister.
Why
I
is
do that as a joke because the whole thing is a joke.
We're not getting political on
no,
this
no,
podcast,
Steve,
Cam.
I'm dying. I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to know, what was your first album?
My first album, well, it was my birthday. I got 2 albums on my birthday. So one of them was Hit Machine 20, which had Brimful of Asher by Corner Shop.
Compilation CD for
yeah.
people who don't know.
Exactly.
Yep.
Remember them?
I know.
Absolutely. 5, 6, 7, 8
Oh, my boots scooting, baby.
Yeah, I usually skip that one. Damn It by Blink-182,
Oh.
censored version.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about
Last week,
Yes.
yeah. Getting Jiggy With It
Oh,
by Will Smith. Oh, so many good songs on that.
Apparently, he's coming out with a new rap album.
No. Actually, yeah, he was in Australia for the Australian Open tennis at the start of the year.
Okay.
And he was sitting on the courtside, and I think Kyrgios was playing, and they were showing on the big screen every now and again. They'd show a shot of Will Smith, and then the crowd would start chanting no every time they put him up on the screen.
Don't worry about the tennis.
No, exactly.
Meanwhile, someone's trying to serve.
Yeah, well, they had Metallica when it used to be a thing because the big day out was always on the same time as the Australian Open.
Yeah.
That's why none of the bands ever played at Rod Laver Arena for their sideshow because the tennis was there.
Yep.
But I remember Metallica went to the Australian Open. They usually have whoever headlines. There's always a shot of them one night.
I remember
at
that.
tennis.
Yeah.
And because Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica,
Oh, yeah.
his father was on the pro tennis circuit when he was younger, and that was because they're Danish, they're from Denmark, and they moved to America so Lars could get proper tennis training to be on the circuit one day as well.
And at that time,
Yeah.
he was trying to be like a professional tennis player.
Yeah.
That's sort of how he talks, and it really annoys me in interviews. But anyway,
Yeah, I could. It was really annoying me just then watching
Yeah.
you do that.
cut that out.
Yeah, back on track.
Yeah.
So that's so Hit Machine 20. But at the same time, I got Matchbox 20's debut album, Yourself or Someone Like You.
Right. Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah, they set the bar pretty high with that, and then they kind of just slowly declined after that.
Well,
But
Rob Thomas did very well, solo as well.
yeah, he also had Smooth with Santana.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
that was huge. But yeah, their debut album, Real World, Long Day, 3 a.m. Push.
It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. What a
I'll stop
time.
that. Yeah,
What a time.
98, I reckon that was. Yeah,
it's such
fun
so
times.
90s, isn't it?
Absolutely. But-
Obviously, being 98.
Yeah, true. I actually listened to that album for the first time in years a few months ago, and
Isn't it?
It's a really good full album.
Yeah.
It doesn't just it's very hit heavy at the start, but the whole album, it's actually really, really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Isn't it good to rediscover an old album like that? When
absolutely.
you haven't listened to it for a while, and then you listen to it again and you're like, this is why I love this album.
Absolutely.
It's so good.
Awesome. So that was our What's in the Box segment for the first time. I think bring it back again, Cam.
Steve, if no one else enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, you enjoyed it.
And that's all that matters.
It does.
Exactly.
And I think it will get people thinking about their first album. You
Yeah,
know, that's what it's
yeah.
all about.
Tell us what your first album was, and if it was Hit Machine 20, let us know.
Yeah.
If you're still getting down to a bit of the old boot scooting baby.
And don't be embarrassed about it, because there's no such thing as guilty pleasures. You like what you like.
Exactly.
And if I was to go my second album, I think it was like Spice Girls or something like that. Which
Really?
I still love that album.
Yeah?
The first one, I think it's just called Spice. But yeah,
Okay, moving on.
stop right now.
Oh, God. That just brings me back to primary school and just...
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the girls in primary school who were listening, not many of the boys.
I'm telling you to stop right now.
Yeah. Do you reckon... Was that with Two Become One?
When to become one. We might be getting their first and second album mixed up, but either way, they're
Yeah,
still Spice Girls,
exactly.
and we know them.
Well, we're gonna stop right
Good
now.
dudes.
Yeah, we're gonna stop right now. Thank you very much, and move on to our new music segment.
Yes.
And this time we haven't got Brad Pitt doing the intro. This is your domain, Cam.
Yeah, this is me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it, man. Okay, so intro for new music last week was operatic, and
was. We're
really-
going the opposite end of the scale now, I think.
are we?
Yeah,
All
sort
right.
of like a bit of well, let's mention Unify again.
Oh,
Why not?
Why not? It's been a
Eighth week in a row.
So this is a bit of a hardcore.
Yeah, inspired.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Well, take it away, Cam.
It's time for new music. Now I've got no voice.
That was brilliant. Sorry.
I actually think you enjoyed that one, Steve.
I did, because it was just visually, it was brilliant. Cam.
I've bursted about 5 blood vessels in my eyeballs right now. So
I could see your neck bulging as well. So
how do they do that for a whole show?
Oh,
Or like a whole recording session?
yeah. I mean, you just did it for one sentence, and you're already screwed.
There is techniques behind it, and
Yeah.
that I do not have.
Well, what you do have though is our first song.
Yes, Steve. It's called Maybe by Dear Seattle. Mm-hmm. Sydney Rockers Dear Seattle have released their new single Maybe, which is now out through Domestic Lala.
Mm-hmm.
Domestic Lala? I've never heard of that.
It's a label. Guessing a domestic one.
I reckon it's like when people have domestics about La La Land, the movie. It's a great movie. It's a shit movie.
A domestic Lala. Wow. I was not thinking that, but no, good work.
Steve, they've got a few festival appearances coming up. Mm-hmm. And they're also supporting Trophy Eyes on their upcoming tour.
Yep.
The American Dream Tour, it's called.
Fantastic.
So here's Maybe by Dear Seattle.
Living off nothing, and everything they say about living for today is spinning round inside my damaged brain. So now, up on the round, I'm settling down for another cheap round and thinking maybe.
So that was Maybe by Dear Seattle, Sydney Rockers there.
Rockin' song, Steve.
Absolutely.
Check it out.
And our next track, Cam, I know you're pumped for this.
Oh,
you're
don't.
looking forward to this album.
Don't tell me.
What can I tell the listeners?
Yeah, go.
All right, awesome. So this is Gyroscope frontman Dan Sanders, his side project under the alias 13,
Yep.
which is in Roman numerals, XIII.
Yeah, if you are to search it, search that.
Yep, and he's got his upcoming debut solo record, Bloody Banks of the Swan. He's released 4 tracks. One of the new tracks he's released is called Lawyer. The album is due out on September 28th through Island Records Australia. Cam, tell me what you think.
You know how I feel about it. I'm so excited about this. It's made me so excited for some rock music that's come out that's really, like, it really makes me excited. Like,
Awesome.
I just have fingers crossed that he's going to tour this album. We've only heard 4 tracks of it so far.
Yeah.
The new song Lawyer is awesome, sort of like a punky kind of feel to it. It is different. Like,
Yeah.
all the songs are slightly different to each other.
Yep, the Lawyer only goes for about a minute 40.
Yeah,
so
and then it rocks into the next song, which is called I Want an Axe to Break the Ice.
Yeah.
And I love it, Steve. I can hear little hints of, early Nirvana in it because,
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
he played in Nirvana-rama.
He was in a band called Nirvana-rama, which had 2 members of Gyroscope, one of Jebediah, and a pinch of Carnival in there as well.
Carnival,
yep.
Birds of Tokyo, yeah, getting them mixed up. But anyway, Perth guys rock out. We love Perth music on this show, don't we?
Absolutely.
So yeah, look, I'm so excited for this album to come out. But really, check out Lawyer by 13.
Well, we'll do that now, Cam.
Yep, let's rock out.
That was Lawyer by 13. Cam, our next song.
Conscience Cleaner, Steve. I wish I had one of them.
Absolutely.
that's
Just a little Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder.
It's by a band called the Iron Eye. They're a Brisbane trio, and they've just released their new single, Conscience Cleaner.
Yep.
The band's about to go out on tour in Melbourne, Auckland, Christchurch, and Brisbane. Wow, what a stretch.
It's right across the Tasman, that one.
For dates and tickets, head to theironeye.net. Let's check out Conscience Cleaner.
Say I'm
That was Conscience Cleaner by the Iron Eye. Our next track is Martha Lights by the Gooch Palms, a Newcastle duo. They've released their new single through Ratbag Records. They're playing shows in Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney this October. For dates and tickets, head to thegoochpalms.com or .com.
.com.
I saw them support Violent Soho a few years ago, and they put on a good show. Just the two of them on stage.
Yep.
And so absolutely, yeah, worth checking out live on those tour dates.
Awesome. I haven't heard this song. Let's check it out.
We didn't come here to see this. We didn't come here to see that. We didn't come here to see this. No. We didn't come here to see this. We didn't come here to see that. We didn't come here to see this. No. We came here to see tiny lights so bright. I hope we get to see those dancing.
That was Martha Lights by Gooch Palms. Next up, we have by Jade Bird. London-based singer-songwriter Jade Bird has released her new single,
It's a bit Gwen Stefani-ish,
Yeah,
that
it
one.
was a little bit. I think I just had an moment. Which is out now through Liberator Music. She's touring across the USA throughout September and October and heading back to Europe in November. Tickets available at jade-bird.com.
Let's check out
And it's none of my business, and I don't wanna get involved. If you're thinking that she's good, I think you should be tough. She got you on your knees like a little boy. Everybody sees that you're just a little toy. She's got a bunch full, good and daddy lollipop. She asks you if you love her, and you nod and say,
That was Jade Bird. Moving on, we're going to keep it in England, though.
Oh, you sound like you're from London.
I'm not.
All right.
I really am not.
What song we talking about now, Steve?
We're going to do this in an English accent for the whole time?
We can try.
Okay. Troy.
Troy. Who's Troy?
Who's Troy? He's not a member of the Kooks. They're an English band, and they've released their new single, Four Leaf Clover, from their 5th studio album, Let's Go Sunshine, which came out last Friday. They're playing a few shows in the UK this September before coming to Australia this New Year's to headline Beyond the Valley in Victoria. Let's have a listen to their new single, Four Leaf Clover.
And when the night is over and the drugs are gone, all you got is your four-leaf clover you keep inside your coat. And when the night is over and the drugs are gone, you feel the world is getting colder. You got no one to hold. You got no one to hold.
That was Four Leaf Clover by the Kooks. Next up, we've got 6 Feet Closer by Aftertouch. They're a 5-piece band from Wollongong again, Steve, in New
Wollongong.
South Wales.
Plenty of Wollongong bands on here.
There's heaps happening up there, isn't there? Mm-hmm. 6 Feet Closer is the second track from their debut EP called You Wish This Was About You, which will be released on September 7th through Unified. They're touring around Australia throughout September, including Yours and Ours, as in Hoot Hoot Festival in Wollongong. Let's check out 6 Feet Closer.
So step 6 feet closer. The action might hurt and step away from the
That was 6 Feet Closer by Aftertouch, our final track, Cam, for episode 8. Track 8, line 3, position 2, Atreyu. Atreyu. They've got their new album, In Our Wake, which is coming out on October 12th through Spine Farm Records, and this is the title track. The band will be touring across America this November and December. Maybe Download Festival in March. Who knows, Cam?
Oh, you never know you're lucky in a big city, Steve. It's a never-ending story.
Is it?
That's where the name comes from.
Is it?
Atreyu.
Atreyu.
Yeah.
Is that the big flying dog thing?
No, that's Falcor.
Ah, right.
Yeah, Atreyu is either the other kid or the horse.
Thanks for that, Cam. Moving on.
Pleasure.
This is In Our Wake by Atreyu.
the sky. We're moving up mountains, we're making a change. Drink you from the fountain before it's too late. Oh, we leave it
that was In Our Wake by Atreyu, and our final new music song.
Little sad, but hey,
It is a little
there'll
sad.
be new music next week. There's always new music.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Exactly, and I'm looking forward to Queens of the Stone Age, actually. I got them on Friday night.
I know, that's exciting. I wish I was coming, but I'm have prior engagements. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be going away for a little bit.
Yeah, but we'll get one more episode in before you totally disappear.
Prison.
Prison? What'd you
Going
do?
to prison.
You going to prison
Nah, not really. Just going on a holiday for a week.
with a family?
Yeah.
So, virtual prison. No. But, Cam, that does bring our show to a close. It's totally fine. If you want to listen to our previous episodes, you can go back and listen to them on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Cam.
iHeartRadio. How exciting is that?
Absolutely.
And of course,
Yeah.
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys.
Absolutely. Like, share, subscribe. But we'll be back again next week.
Yeah, we're going to be rocking this out again with more new music and more What's in the Box.
That's right. What's in the Box will be back again next week, as we will be. But for now, I've been Steve.
And I've been Cam.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.